Hello everyone, my name is Kamiyang, and our topic today is the economic impact of e-hailing in Malaysia over the past 10 years. So what exactly is e-hailing? It basically means app-based transport services like Grab, MyCar and InDriver, where passengers can book rides through their smartphones anytime and anywhere. 15 years ago, you waved at a taxi, but today you just tap an app. This shift transformed how Malaysians travel from limited taxis, higher prices, longer waiting times to making rides faster, cheaper and more convenient. Here's a fun fact, Malaysia's e-hailing industry is projected to generate RM2.29 billion in revenue by the end of 2025. In this market, the producers are the e-hailing companies that operate and manage digital platforms, while the consumers are the passengers who rely on these services every day. Together, they reshape Malaysia's transport economy over the past decade.
I'm Singru. Now let's look at Malaysia's e-hailing market. Over the past decade, demand for e-hailing has risen sharply. As smartphone ownership and online payments expanded, passengers moved from traditional taxis to digital platforms. The number of users grew from under 1 million in 2015 to over 7 million by 2024, showing a major driver shift in demand driven by convenience, transparency, and affordability. Malaysia's e-hailing market functions as an oligopoly. Unlike in perfect competitions, there is no fixed supply curve here because these firms set price strategically rather than accepting them. Their algorithms adjust fare in real time based on demand, traffic, and competitor behavior, meaning price and output are decided together. Instead, the key change over the decade has been the industry capacity to provide rides. New platform enters and existing ones expanded their driver networks. In 2016, there were fewer than 15 licensed e-hailing operators nationwide, but by 2024, their number exceeded 30. As both demand and capacity increase, ride volumes surge while average fares increase moderately. Policy research showed that tighter licensing and reduced competition push prices slightly upward. Meanwhile, Grab's 32% revenue growth in 2023 reflects higher activity and market scale. Overall, this development improved market efficiency and consumer welfare through greater accessibility and reduced transaction costs.
Hi, I'm Bunge, and I will be talking about market structure. Let me ask you a question. Open your phone. How many white apps do you actually use? 2, maybe 3. That is our first clue to the market structure. Introvert, an oligopoly is a market with few large firms that recognize mutual interdependence. Products can be differentiated and entry barriers matter. These apps are actually two-sided platforms. More riders attract more drivers. More drivers can reduce waiting times and attract more riders, which creates a problem for newcomers who cannot build a sufficient simultaneous base of riders and drivers. Grab is repeatedly identified as the market leader and the dominant player in Malaysian ride-hailing market. Its dominance was solidified after its merger with Uber Southeast Asian operation in 2018. Despite Grab's lead, the market has become more competitive with several other players competing for market share, including MyCar, known for being budget-friendly, and InDrive, which was a peer-to-peer pricing system for ride booking. Users can set a price for what they think it is worth. So this service is not identical like Reed, it is homogeneous. Put together, Malaysia ride-hailing today look precisely like an oligopoly. And now I will pass it to Natalie.
My name is Natalie. Consumer welfare refers to the overall well-being of consumers from the consumption of goods and services. Producer welfare refers to the economic well-being of firms participating in the market. During 2015 to 2017, Malaysia's ride-hailing market was a duopoly dominated by Grab and Uber. Both firms competed aggressively to expand their market share through price discounts and promotions to attract users. When Uber announced they are offering rides for 99 cents, Grab followed by offering zero fares for short-distance trips. The price competition makes rides more affordable, increasing consumer welfare. However, heavy spending on subsidizing rides decreased profits. Both platforms offer discounts and vouchers to grow their user base, which increased operational costs. Although the firms were able to establish brand recognition and a loyal customer base, producer welfare decreased as the firm faced short-term losses. In 2018, Uber exited the Southeast Asian market, causing the market to become a near monopoly with Grab as the dominant provider with majority of the market share in Malaysia. With reduced competition, Grab gained greater pricing power, which resulted in higher fares since the merger. Therefore, consumer welfare decreased as the consumer had to pay higher prices while having limited alternative options than before. Conversely, Grab discontinued their promotional campaigns after the exit of its closest competitor, Uber. Without major rivals, there's less competition pressure to retain heavy spending on frequent promotions, which lowers operational costs and stabilizes operations. Therefore, producer welfare increased as Grab achieved higher profitability and greater operational efficiency than before. Between 2019 and 2025, Grab's market share in Malaysia is threatened by the entry of new ride-hailing firms, leading the market to be described as an oligopoly. The presence of multiple platforms encourage price competition and promotional discounts as consumers are more drawn to lower fares, especially in an inflationary environment. Therefore, consumer welfare increases as the price competition results in more affordable and competitive fares which consumers benefit from. On the contrary, the increase in competition intensifies price rivalry. To maintain market share, Grab and other ride-hailing firms were forced to offer price promotions, which increased operating costs and reduced profit margins. Grab was hit with a 1.1 billion loss after the promotional offers. As a result, producer welfare decreased due to the profitability of ride-hailing firms declining.
Hi, I'm Tianqi. This welfare reflects deeper changes in market efficiency, how rides are allocated and produced through digital platforms. First, allocative efficiency occurs when marginal cost equals marginal revenue to maximize its profit. App matching, upfront pricing, and broader access increase allocative efficiency by minimizing mismatches and ideal grouping, ensuring rides go to those who value them the most. After Uber's exit in 2018, Grab's higher fares and fewer promotions excluded price-sensitive riders, slightly weakening private allocative efficiency. The expansion of multiple e-hailing platforms since 2019 extends service availability across times and eras, enhancing allocation. However, negative externalities remain: extra vehicle kilometers and empty mile, raising congestion and emission. These external marginal costs lead to social marginal costs greater than social marginal benefit. Second, productive efficiency means producing at the minimum average cost. In Malaysia, app dispatch and scale lowered the cost per completed, consistent with higher capacity utilization. However, the firm side cost efficiency initially was low because Grab and Uber fought over prices, keeping the effective cost high even number of ride increase. Uber exit under the subsidy war, cost efficiency restored as heavy promotions taper. When rivals enter, firms optimize dispatching, shortening pickups and increasing driver utilization, thereby reducing idle time and full use. While private allocative and productive efficiency improve, social efficiency is not fully achieved until external costs are internalized.
To wrap up, Malaysia's e-hailing market has come a long way, from a duopoly between Grab and Uber to a near monopoly after Uber's exit, and now an oligopoly where Grab still leads but faces real competition. This shift improved consumer welfare with faster, cheaper and safer rides, and helped producers move from losers to long-term growth. Digital platforms also boost market efficiency by matching drivers and riders more effectively. Overall, e-hailing shows how innovation and policy together can reshape competition, welfare, and efficiency in Malaysia's economy. Thank you for listening. See you next time.